Hello and welcome to the podcast by Literature Times. Today we have Mr. Tarun Saini, an engineer by thought, a banker by profession, and a writer by passion. Hello and welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sakshi. It's an honor.
Sir, I just want to know the overall concept of your book.
Yeah, uh, I'll say it this way, while this question gets asked multiple number of times, but I've struggled, every bit of it. And the reason for it is because I don't claim that I have been able to decode life, but I think I can very safely say that I've stumbled upon something exceedingly beautiful, which is hidden in our daily humdrums, something which we don't give value to. And this is about enjoying the typical boredom of life, this generation of ours, and the ones which is succeeding us, that is more thriving on taking pleasure as the core objective of driving anything, and then they find most of the things boring. But what if boring is the most interesting thing that has ever happened to you? Now that takes place, and boring becomes more beautiful, more interesting, more educating, more learning, and in fact more intriguing. What if we can see life through that? And certain incidents happened, and and I'm actually thankful to the Cosmos design that I was able to find that, and I was able to pen a bit of it. I was able to scratch a surface and was able to write about enjoying every single small, monotonous aspect of life which generally gets hidden in normal action. So this is what my book is. It's a collection of poems, generally stories, which kind of exhibit a beautiful idea, which gets hidden, which we end up overlooking in normal course. Something like, when we are just stranded in a heavy traffic jam, does it teach us something? Or some beautiful things are happening and we haven't seen? But to, discussing things with your daughter, how her question paper or an exam went by, or discussing with your friends, or maybe a train travel which did not go as per the expectation, that also actually entails something beautiful. So these are the things, which this book is about, and people will enjoy, I'm sure.
Definitely, sir. So, how do you find the beauty or what we say, the meaning in what many of us say, a routine?
Yeah. So, Sakshi, one beauty of meeting with a lot of people, which we end up doing because of professional world. I'm a banker, as per profession, is that you end up meeting a lot of people, and when you interact with people, you realize that most of them, I can't speak for everyone, but nearly, a large chunk of them, when they want to talk about the beautiful aspects of life, they'll start something like that. My most beautiful days were in Chandigarh when I was with my friends. We used to go to college and we used to enjoy this. And if you come to see of it, what are the people talking about? Sipping tea with friends, sitting somewhere, and life is passing just like that. People are not talking about some historic ventures which they have brought up. Of course, these are very important. Life gets driven by, adventures and all. But real enjoyment of life takes place when you don't even realize that life is passing by. The days when they become weeks and weeks when they become months, these are the best times of life. That's why we look back to our childhood. In our childhood, we did not become IS officers. We did not become scientists. We did not become a film star, but we used to enjoy that. Same things, when old people reflect back, they will look back at those things wherein the life was passing with a very beautiful speed, where they were able to enjoy. And that brought me to an idea that if the monotony is the one, it's like that small, it's like a beautiful river which is flowing, but not in just like it flows in a tempest. It doesn't flow just like it flows in a flood. A gentle movement of river. Life is like that. This is what we call monotony. Unfortunately, this has been a bit disregarded in present times. But my personal belief, submission, experience, and realization, which I've tried to express here, is please enjoy this journey. This is a beautiful one.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, is there a specific moment that sparked the idea of this project?
Uh, yes, I'll be telling a lie in case I'll say that, it just came to me and, I was able to find it. It wasn't like that. So what happened, a year or so back, my daughter, she was 10 then. and she was playing something, and it was a weekend, normal one, and I was just trying to be funny with her, and I said, Vanessa, let's do something. Let's list out those things which you don't like in life. She said, okay, we'll play this game, and she listed a few things. She listed a few things which she liked. She listed a few which she didn't like, and accidentally I discovered, the things which she didn't like were the ones which she didn't enjoy. So I asked her, what are these? Are these difficult ones? She said, no, these are not difficult ones, but why do something which is not enjoyable? So I said, okay, a 10-year-old kid knows that we should have some degree of spark and energy in whatever we do. But I said, but in that case, you go to school, you don't end up doing enjoyable things. She said, but no, go and enjoy, no. And that gave me an idea. If you are not able to enjoy every single moment, are you sure you have been able to find the right reason for doing the work? If that reason is not visible to you, have you delved a bit into it? What if everything is actually enjoyable? That's why it is there in the first place. It is helping you do something. Maybe you're not able to look at it. And I, just as an experiment, I tried to look at subtle positive aspects which are there. So I don't say that everything in life is hunky dory, beautiful, etc. But for a moment, when everything is not bad as yet, I don't claim that every single bad event which has happened to you, there lies everything good in it. Maybe I've not evolved as yet to that stage. But when something has not gone bad, is there a reason that it can still be celebrated? And when I started looking at it, I realized status quo, monotony, simple moment of life, simple thing that you have just gone to office and come back, simple thing that you got up in the morning, just got your morning coffee. All these are good things. If you just try to see how beautifully they can be picked up. And that's what. So yeah, major credit goes to my 10-year-old daughter who gave me an idea. I'll say it this way. Of course, once this idea got built up, I was blessed that I was helped by getting inspiration from the actions of my parents when I would see how they are taking up things. My wife Vijeta, my friends, I was able to see it in my colleagues, and when it started happening, I realized that yeah, maybe I was overlooking something.
Definitely, sir. It's a really good inspiration, but looking to it and recognizing it also it does matters. So, sir, how has this project changed your perspective in your life, like on a daily routine, on getting up or getting ready for the office, or just having a cup of tea with your partner sitting? So, how
Yeah.
has that?
So yeah. So Sakshi, I mean, you have asked a very pertinent question that has it changed you? More than change, become a bit more calm.
So
It
your
helps me
video
not
is
jumping to the
paused.
yeah. So am I audible now?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
But
So I'm saying
I
more
think
than
there's a network issue.
no, but I'm able to hear you properly.
Okay, sir.
Am I
Now
audible?
it's clear.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Okay. So I'm saying, what has happened is more than changing me, it has helped me become more calm, more understanding about things. Because now that I realize that there were so many subtle things in life which were happening with me every single day, and I did not realize their worth. So many a times, what happens when something comes to you, rather than reacting it immediately, just try to see a perspective. There could be something which you haven't seen as yet. Just take your time a bit. So it has made me more calm. It has definitely improved my thought process about analyzing something. And more importantly, it has reduced some degree of anxiety in life. So yeah, every single morning, it works like this. If you get up early in the morning, have been able to do your things well in time, and you're able to enjoy your breakfast well, then you're happy that it's a good thing. And in case you have not been able to, you'll enjoy the traffic also. It's okay. So yeah, somehow, I'll say it this way, I've been lucky. Rather than me writing this book is also writing me a bit every single day.
Definitely, sir. So on this note, I would love to ask, sir, do you see writing as a part of discovery or expressing yourself?
Beautiful question. I always thought that I knew the answer of this. But more and more with, with the experience which is coming by, I can say that, it is changing. So initially I thought that it is a means of expression. But with every expression, I started realizing that it is not so, and it is not a single thing which happens. You write, you get changed, you write, you get transformed, you realize, and then you write. And then it's a process which has got a loop. So you realize, you write, you realize. So I believe that it's a process which starts from expression and moves to discovery. And when it moves to discovery, you realize that you know so little about something. And so sometimes you become, you become, you take a pause that, okay, am I able to express myself right or not? Because the discovery is still not complete. And this is where the real challenge comes by, wherein the discovery fights with the expression and says, I've still not revealed myself. What are you writing? And the expression says, I need to write because I'm so overawed. So this is a continuous journey which takes place, and I'm still learning it, frankly. I'm still learning it.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, how has your engineering background and your banking profession influenced your writing or your creative journey?
Engineering is considered to be process oriented, as well as, it includes innovation, and banking is strictly process oriented. So yes, a bit of discipline did come to me because of what I would do in my, daily day-to-day things. So in the bank also, I work in a specific technical division wherein we analyze large chunks of data and all that. So that does bring a degree of, discipline in you in how you analyze something. How it has transformed me is it, of course, made me realize the importance of sticking to a schedule. So discipline is extremely important. Sticking to schedule is important, and also, correcting yourself, which of course came by my training as an engineer and my profession as a banker. We need to correct ourselves wherever we find mistakes. So this helped in, modifying the drafts. This helped in understanding, uh, where we are going wrong. And as I'm saying, my profession itself helped me reach out and meet so many people, and I'll never be able to take so many names who influenced and helped me out, because I was able to learn so much. So I'll say it this way that, maybe had I been in a different profession, I may not have been able to write about so many topics in a single book.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, do you follow a routine or you just write when the inspiration strikes?
Uh, I have realized, Sakshi, that one needs to be very humble in this process. My personal belief, I can be wrong. I'm just a small writer, not in, I don't claim to be amongst, the ones which people say, though, I'm extremely thankful that, this book has been very well appreciated, has won many awards and all. But I still consider myself to be maybe the starting student of this particular trade. My belief is that one needs to be extremely, extremely humble about it. I've got this disconnect with the word creator, as they say, he's a content creator and all. There's only one creator in the world. He has created this beautiful world, and we need to bow before it. About inspiration, you need to be very humble about it. Whenever it strikes, please note it with all humility. Because if you want to put it till even an hour later, the thought may not come. Sometimes the most beautiful thoughts come and they you say, I'll write it later. After that, you may try your level best. You may not strike even half of it. So first and foremost, whenever the inspiration strikes, you definitely have to note it down in some or the other way. That goes without saying. That can come even at like 11 in the night. That can come, while maybe you're commuting to office. That way you need to do. What you need to understand is, apart from that, you need to have a process just like a gardener uses. You need to get your you need to get your ground ready. You need to get your place ready so that a right kind of inspiration, whenever it comes, you are able to place it at the right place. Even a gardener knows where he needs to plant, where he needs to make burrow, where he needs to make, leave the space where the burrows are there. He knows, where you need to put the seeds, etc., etc. Same way, you need to have some kind of a process, and that process is, every 2 or 3 days, that routine should be there. You should be able to write something about the things which you like. that may not be directly related to what you are focusing on. That helps you in putting that inspiration in right place when it strikes. And second one, when you are, of course, on a project, just like when you're writing the book and all, and when you're on that particular project, then of course a routine is required. There is a set time at which you need to get up, set time at which you need to write. So yeah, so respect the inspiration, uh, place a schedule, and please stick to it. Both the things are needed.
And so, what if we suddenly get an idea at 11 and I fixed my schedule to write at 3 as I am free at that time. But at that moment of time, I'm not getting any ideas to how to continue or
Yeah.
how to move forward. What we can do at that time.
Uh, First of all, we need to understand that our life today, in general, is a consequence of our actions done in the past. So, for example, if I need to reach office at 11, I need to start at 9. It works like this. Or if I need to reach at 9, I need to start at 7:30 because then the traffic would be less. So, we need to understand if I need to write tomorrow at 3, I need to understand that the raw material for that needs to be available before that. So let us say an inspiration strikes you at 11 o'clock. What I do normally is I do keep a pen and a paper slip ready with me. But if you are not able to, at least a phone is there. Please use your notepad. Just write one or two words which only you would understand, so that it hyperlinks you to that thought process. For example, I can tell about myself. Let us say I got an idea about a conversation between a father and a son, and it's a conversation about how they see lives, and they are doing this conversation while sitting in front of a lake. So I'll not say anything. I'll simply mention, and I know it's 11 in the night, I can't delve on the idea. I can write, father, son, and a lake. That's it, and I can leave that. That's my hyperlink. Next day morning, when I'll get up and I'll read this, I'll be able to connect, and I'll be able to get in the same zone. That's the nearest you can get to the same zone. Make your own card, just like a librarian puts a card at the book, no, which page to pick up and all. The same way, our mind is, it's a beautiful machine. It is very, very well segmented. We have all we need to do is give the right prompts.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, what is your favorite piece of writing or the piece of work, and why does it stand out?
Yeah. Uh, so Yeah, so though I write, a number of things, this particular book, of course, is a book of poems, and I've written it in prose form. There are stories inside it, and I liked it because, I was able to get story as well as poem as well as be brief. Because one thing about poetry is that it can't run in hundreds of pages. Poem needs to end in 4 pages or 3 pages or sometimes lesser. So this was a beautiful challenge because brevity as well as meaning, everything was there as part of it. My favorite topic of writing, though, is talking about human expressions at the time of adversity. And my next projects are on the same lines. So this particular project has helped me, sharpen those skills, because my personal belief is that human mind, human body, and the ability of human being to withstand pressure and withstand adversity is immense. And this sometimes gives me goosebumps how we have come this far. So my favorite topic, of course, is about human spirit. You'll see that in this book also.
Definitely, sir. And sir, how do you handle self-doubt and creative blocks if they arise?
Uh, the same way as when we are driving the car and we hit a roadblock, what do we do? Any wise driver knows the car which they are driving, whether it will be able to cross the obstacle or not. That's one. Number two, you need to understand life will never be a straight path wherein you can cruise. Life will require traffic jam. There will be distractions. You may want to do certain things, people will not let you do. Maybe you will go lazy. Maybe the inspiration gets lost. It's the same way you are going to a particular place and you are finding it difficult to reach in an hour. It is taking 2 hours. You start getting frustrated. You are doubting even the journey itself. My humble submission in this thing is, please don't doubt the journey. The journey, if it has started, in right sense, you will reach maybe slightly later, but that will be a lesson for the next journey. Please don't doubt the journey at the first place. Second, please don't be in any kind of overconfidence that you can overcome any obstacle. Not all obstacles are worth, winning. Sometimes you can take a detour. Sometimes it happens that a particular arc may not go in the manner in which you are. Just like it happens in our real life. Sometimes things don't go the way we are. Take it just like a journey of life. And you will not find. There is no such thing as creative block. There's only one thing, block in reception. We stop receiving because we start believing that we are creating. Try to become a medium, it's relatively easier. And if it is taking time, please take time. All good things take time. All good things. Anything which has come up in 2 minutes can be tasty, but will not be fulfilling.
Definitely, sir. And so, what do you hope readers to take away from your reflections on daily life?
My, submission to readers is please go with an open mind. There are, 27 poems which are there. You will be able to find some poems connecting to your past, some would be connecting to your future, but all would be connecting to with your today. So when you pick up this book is not about a person's expression about what he saw in life. This book is more about that life has got so many ways of talking to you. These are just small ways in which I was able to. If a reader, after reading this poem, is able to find one conversation which he or she can have with life, I'll be successful. And this is what my request and submission to the people would be. I hope that this book will, measure up to that standard.
Definitely, sir. And so, can you share one feedback which touched you the most or stands out from everybody else's feedback?
Yeah, so it was an award ceremony. This book did win an award at one point in time, in one of the functions. So, I met this lady. She was in her late 60s, and she said only 2 lines. And, while I did receive a lot of positive feedback from a lot of people, be the reviews which I got, the anonymous ones, and frankly, the anonymous ones moved me up more. But this lady, she said that, I'm in my late 60s. I wished that I had read this book 20 years ago when I was working, when I was living a life which I wasn't liking and I used to find it boring and nonsense. And that touched me so much, wherein it says that a person who is so elder to you, seen so much in the world, and says that, you have encapsulated or captured the beauty of life in some way. That did me. Yeah.
Definitely, sir. So, can you share your favorite part of the book and if is there and it's why it
Yeah.
is the favorite part?
Yeah, so all poems are you like that. There is a manner in which I would suggest that you should go and read this book. The first four poems are part of this one integrated arc, which is about there is a person who is doubting his boring, monotonous life. So I'll suggest that one should read them in one book. After that, all poems are independent. So one of the independent poems is the question paper, and it's a conversation between a father and a child. And this conversation goes in such a way that the father asks the child that how was your exam today, and the kid says that it was fine, it was difficult, but I was able to do well. And the father looks at the question paper because father was the one who got her ready for the exam, and he saw the question paper and one or two questions were very difficult, and he reaches out to the kid and says, how did you answer them? So the kid says that what I did was I did all what I knew earlier, and then I didn't delve too much into it. And in the end, I devoted my energy to it, and then I was able to solve a bit. And I said, yeah, that's a very intelligent strategy. But how did you do that? You were just a small kid. So she said, I read the instructions which were there in the question paper. I said, instructions? She said, yeah, please look at the first page also of the question paper. Just like the habit which we have, when a question paper comes, we would want to look at the questions first. Just read the instructions. And the instructions which are there in a question paper of a 10-year-old kid, they are applicable to us. What is that? Read the instructions first. Second, all questions have answers. Please don't doubt them. Third, if a question you find it difficult, please move to the next question. Don't delve too much into it. You are here to pass the exam, not to conquer one question. Now, these are the things which kids are able to read. We in life don't. We end up putting ourselves too much into one thing. We question why it has come to us at the first place. And we are not so good at taking any kind of advice and instructions. So, this is a conversation in poetic form which takes place between a daughter and a father, which is applicable for a normal exam in school to the way we live life. People will like it. At least I did. And so a few others, and I'll honestly, recommend it to people.
Definitely, sir. It's an amazing piece of artwork, we could say. And so, what are your future plans? What are we getting next?
We are, God willing, and as I'm saying, the ultimate creator, and I hope that I can get His blessings for the next creation. The work is still going on. It's a non-fiction under the wraps, but it is something like it is going to link our mythology with what has happened in history to what is happening in present times. So just like this one piece was a poetic piece, the other one which is going to come by is going to be more on our contemporary times, and our historic and mythological times are all linked in a beautiful way. So I just hope maybe in a few months we are able to reach them.
Definitely, sir. So I'm eagerly waiting to look for, and I'm looking forward to it because the way you blend simple things into magic, oh my God. And I'm really thrilled to see your work, what's next, and how it's getting. So, yeah, and thank you so much for joining us today, sir, and sharing your insights, your inspiration. We just ignore things around us a lot, and yeah, we should not. And of course, thank you so much for showing us a side we always see, but never actually saw it in a way you said. So, yeah, thank you so much, sir. And I'm looking forward to have you here again.
Thank you, Sakshi. It has been an incredible session, I must say that. And thank you very much. It was an honor, and looking forward to interacting again. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Have a good day.